Hello, my name is Faith and I am a tutor for Econ 103, and I've created a game to help you guys study for Stonebreaker's Econ 103 class. It's called Econorama, and I'm going to show you how it's played. First off, you need a couple of pawns in order to represent your player in the game, index cards, a game board divided into 3 different squares. You have an outer square, an inner square, and an innermost square. And on each level, which is basically the squares represent each different level, you have blue, yellow, orange, and green colored squares on each level, which basically represent the different categories of questions that you're going to have to answer if you land on those squares. Also, we have squares that are labeled challenge and lose turn. And basically, if you land on a challenge square, you're going to have to answer a challenge, and this is how you advance to the different levels that are in the game. And the categories are, beginning with yellow, this is the random category, so you're going to be answering random questions about econ. Green is the definitions. Orange is supply and demand. And blue is real-world applications. And the 90-second challenge cards are basically just active participation, and it requires you to do a specific kind of activity that relates to an econ topic. But we'll get to that in our in the video. So to begin the game, you start with the youngest person. So for purposes of this game, I'm going to pretend that I'm the youngest person. So I'm going to roll the die now. Okay, here we landed on 4, so I'm going to move my die piece 4 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, unfortunately, I lost my turn. So the player to the left of me, which is my stuffed animal Nicole, is going to move next. So I'm going to roll the die for her. Okay, and she also landed on 4, so I'm going to change that. Alright, so in this case, she landed on 3, so I'm going to move her player 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Now, as you can tell, everybody begins in the same spot, and since she landed on the challenge square, this doesn't mean that I choose an orange challenge. This means that I go straight to the challenge index card. Now, the player to the left is the one that selects the card for the player to answer either a category question or to accomplish the challenge. So the player to Nicole's left would be Dublin. This game moves counterclockwise in order. So Nicole is going to have to answer the challenge card that Dublin chooses. So Dublin's going to read this question, and it says, share a real-life example of any econ topic. An example, relationships, moral hazard, external cost, etc. So on the bottom of each card, it says that the group must validate, meaning that the group members are going to have to choose whether or not, that Nicole has successfully accomplished the challenge or not. So let's just assume that she successfully completed the challenge. Therefore, her pawn is going to advance to the 2nd level. Now, Nicole is no longer allowed to go another turn because, in fairness of the game, we're going to let somebody else get a turn to advance to another level or to get a chance to roll at the die. Because, say, if somebody has really good luck, then they can just continue landing on challenges, getting them right, and then they can win the game. So, once you win a challenge, you advance, but then you let the next person roll the die. On the same token, if you're that person who has just really, really bad luck and you're constantly just going around the board and you don't land on a challenge, then hopefully your fellow players are going to be merciful at some point and allow you to just have a challenge. So, but at least roll the die twice, if not 3 times. Definitely at least 3 times before you try to get somebody to give you a challenge square, because there's 3. In the first level, there's 3 different challenge squares, so you should have a chance at some point. Alright, so the next player is going to be Dublin. So Dublin will roll the die, and it has landed on 2. So his pawn is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. This is landed on yellow. Now, Nicole is the player to his... No, sorry. Spanda, the panda, is the player to his left. So he is going to have to choose a yellow card for doubling. And this is how basically the game is played. So if you have any questions about Econorama, just be sure to check out the descriptions of how to play the game in the document that I've attached. And have a great time playing this game. I hope you guys enjoy it, and feel free to add any more categories or any more questions that you feel that could possibly be added into this game. You don't have to use the exact categories that I have. You can tailor it to meet whatever needs that you have for your tutees or for whatever method of study that you would like to use. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the game. Take care.